Good morning, rise and shine. Welcome to the Green Nurse Podcast, where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing. We're here to change the dialogue and stigma around what it means to feel good and be high. Hence that what? H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing. And there's a lot of people out there that are making amazing cannabis formulations for patients. And there are a lot of companies that are selling these amazing products. Yet, no one is educating medical patients on how to use cannabinoids as medicine. That's what we do.
That's right.
Right.
And we love to do it.
And that's what we're going to be focusing on this year.
Yeah.
On the Green Nurse Podcast, we're going to be bringing you more education from the green nurses, more in a controlled educational environment. We're going to be going live more frequently just to give you hugs and nugs. And, everyone has something to teach.
Yeah, we all experience this in different ways. And I think that's been the exciting thing about all this.
Yeah.
And we learn so much.
We
like to share. Yeah.
So we're going to start off with our inspirational video that we love to start off with every morning when we podcast. And then I'm going to introduce Denise for the new viewers. And we're going to get started on today's show. All right, here we go, y'all.
We changed the paradigm.
Are we still live?
Oh, look at this. We have a new background.
This is
so cool.
You know what, guys? I think we have Mercury retrograde.
I think so. It's like we're imposed on the video.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this, but we're going to continue on the show because guess what?
I like it.
The show must go on. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. Here we go.
That's so funny.
Open.
We changed the paradigm of healthcare.
The Green Nurse is a holistic cannabis nurse that teaches on the endocannabinoid system and the safe utilization of cannabis and other progressive tools to help people reach a better quality of life.
I'm the founder of Holistic Caring. We're based here in California, and we do educational programs and case management for patients on how to use cannabis therapeutically as a medicine.
We're also here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high, hence the H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing.
As the founder of Holistic Caring, I basically oversee the whole ship. And what we're doing is progressive education.
Cannabis actually supports all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all the neurotransmitter signaling systems that give messages to tell our body to either do something or not do something. Because the plant was prohibited, it prevented health professionals, doctors and nurses from learning about cannabis as medicine.
I want to change the paradigm of healthcare and us paving the way into a new vanguard of medicine. And I'm excited to really bring this into light. There's a company called Canum that we're merging with, and we will now be doing global education.
It's about education, it's about empowerment, it's about teaching people how to feel good, bridging the gap from what they're not getting from traditional medicine, utilizing different plant medicines, adaptogens, tips, tricks, hugs, and nugs of information to support and nourish the most important system in our body.
And it's a lot of soul work, a lot of love, a lot of discipline, and meditation. I'm using my life work as a testimony to others to learn how they can be their own hero and then go help heal the world.
And we are, as nurses, the game changers. Here we go, rise and shine.
Right.
Cheers, here's to Goddess Love.
Yay.
Welcome everyone to the podcast. So we had a little glitch. Mercury's going retrograde, but guess what? The show must go on. And
we can adapt.
My name is Sherri, and I am here with Denise Costello, who is Energized Living Green Nurse Retreats. She is, I just want to say thank you, Denise, for coming on the show. We've been doing some amazing work here together. And, Denise is the founder of Energized Living Retreats, and she's one of our supervising green nurses at Holistic Caring. So for the new viewers, just say hello and tell everyone a little bit about who you are, and we'll get started in today's show.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm so excited to be part of Holistic Caring as one of the supervising nurses, but especially I really love what I do as far as being a holistic cannabis nurse and creator of Energized Living retreats, where we get to experience what it's like to incorporate these energized living principles. And, I focus on three main principles because we got to keep it simple, right? And we got to keep it fun. And the first P, I have my 3 Ps. The first P is prayer, which really has to do with presence and awareness, connecting to your heart, your soul, your desire. Like, you don't want to start with the crazy world out there. You need to come here and connect to spirit, to God, whatever, right? Peace begins with me. That's where it starts, right here, right here. And then the second P is protection, which has to do with how we protect our body physically, mentally, spiritually, by what do we want to bring in? What are the things we want to keep out that are toxic, like the toxic language in your head? We need to take that trash out. We need to.
Well, here it is. It's
fuel it.
really, really working around ideas of people, places, things, thought forms, energies.
Right.
What do we surround ourselves with?
Mhm.
With mind, body, spirit. How
Yeah.
can we tap into biopsychosocial, spiritual healing tools for change, for
Yeah.
transformation, for growth?
Yeah. And the beauty is it's all around us. And it's so simple. We are given these tools ourselves through our connection to God and spirit, our connection to ourself, our
Yeah.
connection to nature that's provided for us. But it's up to us.
Yeah.
We have to make that choice. And, that comes with awareness and, your mindset and how
Yeah.
you want to operate in that. And then the last P, if you know me, I like to play. I like to have fun. I like to enjoy life, and there's no reason why we can't. There's no reason why we can't feel good.
We all deserve to feel good.
We do.
There's no one more important than you,
Mm-mm.
right? And literally,
No.
it starts with you. Peace
Yeah.
begins with me. Your health begins with you. You only have one of these, one meat suit, right? And that's it.
Right.
And it's our job to take care of it. It's not our job to go seek outside ourselves all the time for people to tell us what to do, how to show up, what to be, what to take. It's our job is to learn, to listen, to apply, to try, because everything works and nothing works. And,
Right.
and we have to figure out what works for
And
us.
being open to that. That's what play is all about. Being open, like just no expectations, and being aware and trust. So I really feel where play comes in, it really gets you into that area of surrendering and trusting that, okay, let's go with the flow.
Let's go with the flow.
Go with the flow, baby.
So, what we're going to do today is, one of the other thing, if Nurse Carrie Lee's out there, she has, the daily 5 to thrive. And so, some of the tools that she taps into, we're going to tap into too. So she's all about affirmations and spirituality. So we're going to start off with prayer.
Yeah.
Right. And Denise, what is prayer for those that are new to prayer and that whole concept? Because there's a stigma around that as well.
There definitely is. It's a strong word.
Right.
And it carries with it a lot of emotional energy, because some people can associate prayer with just like, I got to go to church, I have to be in a building and all that. You are the prayer.
That's it.
You are your own prayer. Prayer is a connection to spirit. It's that bridge. It's what gets you to connect to spirit. Prayer is listening. It's a dialogue.
Yeah.
It's movement, it's your dance, it's your divine connection. That's all it is. It's so simple. But a lot of us really haven't been taught to pray.
Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just getting started.
Well, here it is, right? The best way to pray is the way that works for you, right? Because if it's not, if it's not
you're not gonna
enjoyable, if you're not getting something out of it, right? But here it is too, is one of the things that's important is when you're starting a new health regimen, a new way of being, it requires consistency, right?
Yeah.
And you think about doing something new stimulates dopamine. And dopamine is one of the neurotransmitters in our body. And we all know that the endocannabinoid system supports and nourishes all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all the neurotransmitter signaling systems. So these tips, tricks, hugs, and nugs that we are giving you here on the show are all things that support and nourish the endocannabinoid system. Every single thing that you do or don't do in your life either supports the endocannabinoid system or doesn't. There's no middle ground. I hate to tell you that.
Right. No, there isn't. You're either moving towards health or
away.
disease.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So every decision that you make, every action that you take, everything you think is either going to go one way or the other.
Yeah.
So of course we all want you to go to that.
We do. We want you to
go the healthy way, the
healthy
happy way, the fun way, right?
Yeah. So here we go. So what do we got today?
Here's what we got. So like we said, in the beginning of the morning and the day, it's grounding, it's connection, right? And so you can do that by simply hand on the chest, connecting to your breath, feeling your breath, but feeling your skin. You know, you are tapping into that vagus nerve that's connecting all the way from your stomach, all the way to your brain. And it triggers that parasympathetic system that calms you. By just having that, you have that capability whenever you want during that day. And you can just hold yourself, right? I am safe. I am loved.
I am loved.
I am worthy of love.
I am worthy of love.
Any of those. And then I like to, just pick a card or something that's going to kind of take you a little further, right? Open up like a different
neural
awareness,
pathway.
right? A different neural pathway, a different thought process.
A different dendrite in your brain, right?
Yeah.
A different way of looking at information, a thought, right? To get you out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary of living an energized life, right? So what do we got here?
Exactly. It's all about releasing blockages and getting this energy flowing, right? So I just pulled a card. This is from a deck. I thought this would be appropriate. Healing health mantras. And this is neat. It says, greeting wellness. You're greeting it. So that is, you're welcoming, you're ready to receive wellness. And the back of it says,
you can't see me.
Balance is the key to life of miracles.
Balance is
so
the
what
key
is the
to
miracle is something unexpected. You're not like pushing for it, right?
That's it.
So the balance in this, we are welcoming wellness. It's an action, right? It's not like it's just going to happen.
Right.
You need to welcome it in. You need to intentionally I want to be well. So what are the things I can do to do that?
Yeah.
Right?
So here's a cool story to go along with this. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. So, right. So at one point in time when I was completely out of balance, my endocannabinoid system was completely 100% not functioning optimally. I was open to trying something different. Okay. And there's a lot of stigma around using cannabis as medicine, but even more stigma around using inhalation as medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so we're even dealing with the stigma around inhalation right now as cannabis nurses. Seriously.
Yeah.
There have been some shout outs to me saying that I shouldn't be smoking cannabis in public. There have been some shout outs that have said I shouldn't be displaying this. And so the reason why I'm doing this is because this method of administration saved my life with 2 puffs. So the miracle for me, the miracle in that particular situation, when I did inhale cannabis at that moment in time when I was sick, suffering, dying, and wanted to kill myself, 2 puffs, the pain went away. I was pulled out of the story of sickness. My head cracked open, consciousness poured in, and this plant saved my life. And so that was an aha moment for me. The miracle for me was that it's okay to use plant medicine in the way that works for me. And I'm here to tell you that it is okay for you to use the plant in a way that works for you. So when people try to shame you into acting the way that they think you should act, just bring it back, right? I do?
Yeah.
I meditate with the cannabis plant. I meditate. I might do a puff. I might do a tincture. I might do something, and I sit and go within. And this is what I ask myself. Are my actions helpful? Am I doing the world any good by doing this?
Yeah.
Am I going to inspire anyone? could this possibly save a life?
Mhm.
Is this really decreasing stigma? And you can look at it from both perspectives because everyone has perspectives, and your perspective comes from past
Right.
stories that you're told,
Yeah.
that you're told to believe, you're taught to think,
Mhm.
right? And so the
Yeah.
bottom line is for anyone that has ever seen me inhale cannabis, if I have ever offended you, I am extremely sorry, but I'm doing it to save lives. I'm doing
Absolutely.
it to show people it's okay to use cannabis and it's okay to inhale. You know, there is I used to say there's 3 ways to use cannabis: medically, recreationally, and irresponsibly. But I've changed that dialogue to now say there's 2 ways to use cannabis. You're either using it appropriately or you're not.
Or you're not.
And that
Mhm.
is subjective per patient.
Right. Absolutely.
All right. So
Absolutely. It's all about your intention and the
Yeah.
way you use it.
Yeah.
And it is, the stigma is real, the smoking, it's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
And so
But
we,
it's,
here's the thing,
yeah.
is I just wanted to do, a public service announcement
Yeah.
is that my intention is not to
Not-
offend anyone. It is
Mhm.
really, truly to educate and to just to show and to
Yeah.
demonstrate that, people, even nurses, can show up in the world using cannabis as medicine and their method of
Mhm.
administration of choice.
Mhm.
We as nurses are choosing methods that work for us because we can show up as a medical cannabis patient. The last thing I want to do is make myself feel worse.
Right.
I've already suffered. I've already been sick. I've almost died and I've almost killed myself.
Yeah.
So you
We
really,
don't want to go there.
no, I don't want to go there
No,
anymore.
no. There's a better way.
Yeah.
There's a better way. And it's just, it's through time, it's just through time and experience
Yeah.
that we get through this. Right.
Yeah.
And
So what we're going to focus on now, Denise,
Yeah.
is I think this is really important
Oh,
because
yeah.
especially with the card that you just pulled,
Yeah.
is, Denise had a recent experience with COVID-19, and she's going to talk about how she was able to use her Energized Living tools
Yeah.
paired with cannabis to help her over the hump and back into the thrive zone using lifestyle as medicine.
Mhm.
And then we're going to discuss a recent article that just came out from the University of Oregon.
It's really exciting.
Yeah. So Denise,
Very exciting.
so what happened?
Well, it's really, I have to say, in the beginning, so I had my COVID booster shot and I didn't feel good with that. And then, I started developing, kind of got back better. And then like 7 days later, I started developing symptoms and I was like, that's weird. And so I tested and I got COVID, and I have to say I was like kind of embarrassed at first. You're just like, how did this happen? I'm doing all the things right. I just had my booster. I'm cautious. I'm doing my cannabis and I exercise. I really take care of my immune system, beefed up my vitamin D. Everybody still do that. 80% of people with that ended up in the hospital with COVID were vitamin D deficient. So that is a big fact that they've discovered through all of this. So anyway, I'm doing all those things. But then I thought, you know what? It's no big deal. It was like a cold. I had, some chills and, didn't feel so great. And I just said, all right, we're just going to treat this, just like we normally would treat any other illness. And the beauty is that because I had taken care of myself, because my immune system was up, I got through it like in 2 days and it was no big deal. And so there's no reason to walk around in the fear of this if you take care of yourself. I really believe that. Like we can't just, think, oh, we're going to get it anyway. Well, there's a difference. You can get it and you can recover quickly. You don't have to be in the hospital. So this is, again, I feel like another wake-up call.
Big wake-up call.
Big wake-up call again. Everybody's like, oh, I made it through. And they kind of went back to their old ways and like, no. Like this is lifelong and it's not just about COVID. It's
No.
about everything, that you do. So this is my little getting on my soapbox about this. It's like, this is your chance if you were ever thinking about, I don't like the way I feel. I don't like, I'm worried. Like who wants to be in fear about getting sick? You
No.
don't need to be that way
I know.
at all, So
That's where my agoraphobia stems from.
yeah,
Just in case you didn't know.
yeah, it's fear of getting sick.
It's fear of getting sick.
So how can we invite being sick, right? How can we turn it around? How can we play with this? Right? How can we play with being sick? So I was like, okay, I'm going to just hunker down. I'm going to take time to care for myself. The packages that need to be mailed can wait. All of these other things can wait. And so
And plus you were in quarantine.
I was in quarantine, but like all of these things that, take down the Christmas tree, that can wait. All of these things that you were like, da, 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 da. And so, I started, first of all, creating an environment around me that was healing. Like I had my essential oils going in the house, lemongrass and rosemary, as you learned through the Green Nurse, if you watched our podcast about the terpenes. Rosemary is a bronchodilator. Rosemary is anti-anxiety. It's just elevating. So think about that. You have that going through the smells in your bedroom. You have that beautiful thing. You have your candles lit to provide a nice calming environment. I had my meditations and the things I was going to listen to, right? I had Delta 8 honey to calm, your achy muscles. So Delta 8 is wonderful if you are new to cannabis or THC. It's a little stronger than CBD, and it actually feels like your body kind of calms down, but you're not all, you're not as impaired.
Yeah. So basically, like for example, what they say is Delta 8 is 2/3 the strength of Delta 9. So it's, if Delta 9 is 100%, then just imagine Delta 8 being like.
And Delta 9's THC.
Yeah, Delta 9 THC. So this Delta 8 is still THC, but it's a molecule drop. So just imagine it's on the lower end. So not as strong.
Like a happy.
But if you do take a high dose, you're going to feel it.
You will.
And you will be impaired.
You will be impaired. You will definitely feel it. And I am going to mention another thing about Delta 8 is that because people think, oh, this is half strength, no big deal. You will definitely feel it. And I had two friends, over the holidays, with good intentions, one giving a 25 milligram Delta 8 gummy to somebody who's never tried it, getting on an airplane, to calm down, flew her into a whole anxiety attack because it was too much. She wasn't used to feeling it. And so, the way you get somebody out of that is, some lemon water, CBD, load up with CBD because that balances, it brings that, dials down the Delta 9. And you get them to center, try to get them to breathe or hold their hand or whatever. But this is coming up. So this is why we're here, to educate you on this, because we don't want you to have a bad experience, with any of that.
Right.
And CBD is the other thing I loaded up with because the anti-inflammatory, and also I want all my 11 organ systems working.
Absolutely.
I want my immune system bumped up. Right?
CBD, is the great influencer cannabinoid. It's amazing.
Magic.
It works on 76 molecular targets in our body. Indirectly works in the endocannabinoid system, the CB1 and CB2 receptors, helping THC either dial up or dial down, and then works on all of the neurotransmitter signaling systems.
Yeah.
So you just imagine pairing that with other activities that also support and nourish the endocannabinoid system. So Denise, when you were in your room, how did you incorporate the 3 Ps?
So the 3 Ps, first of all, I did meditation and prayer, like compassion for myself, not beating myself up, for getting, this, right? And just like going into it, like, what am I going to learn out of this? Like this dialogue, this openness. So that was like the first awareness and connection. Like I have support.
Right.
I have support. Right. Then, the second P, nourishment. Oh, had me this amazing soup. You had some of it last night. That was spicy and cleared. It was to clear my nose and also to give me nourishment, micronutrients, to support my immune system, like lentils and, there was tomato in there and onion and garlic, which are all good antiviral. I also I was taking oregano. Oregano is essential oil, and this is also an antiviral that I've been using. Like when you feel the very first inkling of a cold, you put it in water and you drink it. It's a little hot, but I swear by it.
Yeah.
It like clears me up so quick. And so all of those things. Then I also had beautiful music, some of my favorite music on.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that made me feel amazing. And I do my little stretch here and there. But I
Stretch.
really kind of like, I
You
really
just hunkered in.
hunkered in and just let it ride. And
Yeah.
it's open, you know,
Well,
to the whole thing.
So this brings us into a recent article that I just
Yeah.
posted, and I'm not sure if you saw the post, but I actually put it in on the Green Nurse page. And it was an article that basically talks about the recent research findings that just came out on CBGA and CBDA. And so these are two cannabinoids that are found in the cannabis plant in the raw format. So what it writes in the article is hemp, known scientifically as cannabis sativa, is a source of fiber, food, and animal feed, and multiple hemp extracts and compounds are added to cosmetics, body lotions, dietary supplements, and food. So basically, the scientists at Oregon Health and Science University found that a pair of cannabinoid acids bind to the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, blocking a critical step in the process of the virus to infect people. Very brilliant. So it's CBGA and CBDA. And basically, the compounds are CBGA, CBDA, and the spike protein is the same drug target in COVID-19 vaccines and antibody therapy. So a drug target is any molecule critical to the process of a disease follows, meaning its disruption can stop infection or disease progression. So it was very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And so what they did was this team screened a range of botanicals used as dietary supplements, including red clover, wild yam, hops, and 3 species of licorice. So, right, very interesting. So in earlier paper, this is just so interesting. And so, you know, they've been really, really looking at this. And so I found it very, very interesting how these particular raw cannabinoids can really, really affect how viruses.
Yeah.
So
and that's like juicing.
It's
a
juicing.
plant.
So
it's like taking the leaf and juicing it. You don't have to do any special process or anything. That's what's so beautiful about this. Here it is. You could just be chomping on it.
Yeah. So CBGA and CBDA, right? They're the precursors. CBGA converts to CBG. CBG is a really, really great cannabinoid that activates the CB2 receptors in our body. And the CB2 receptors are found in our immune system and some of our internal organs. When you activate those CB2 receptors, there's no impairment because we have very minimal. The CB1 receptors in our brain is what activates, and that can cause, you know, psychoactivity or feeling a little bit more elevation using THC. But so anyways, the raw acid. So CBG in particular, I wanted to just mention because CBG helps us to stimulate our own anandamide molecule. And as we know, the anandamide molecule and the THC molecule are very similar molecular shape. And they enter into the cell, unlock the neurotransmitter signaling system, and start to have a cascade of effects, that retrograde signaling of communication, of giving our bodies messages to either do something or stop doing something. So the beauty of CBGA and CBDA is this: they're legal. Right? They're legal. Right. They're non-impairing. They're not going to cause people to feel high. And it's really, really going to be beneficial and supportive. So just take a peek at that article. You know,
it's really
the more
exciting.
you know. Yeah.
It's exciting for all of those reasons because everybody can have that. You know, there's no.
Yeah. So we just wanted to do a quick little show here, a little tip, trick, hug, and nug. Nurse Denise and I are going to be doing a Green Nurse on the Go series starting.
Major on the go.
We're traveling cross country.
We're really on the go. We're going way.
We are traveling from Massachusetts to Arizona on a road trip. And we're going to be going live every day just to give you little tips, tricks, hugs, and nugs as to how we do this as two nurses who are medical cannabis patients and how we're going to travel across the country, taking care of ourselves while we drive 2,700 miles. Get on the
First
bus.
time. I was telling Sherri, we need to find a fun little flag or something on the outside of our
I
car,
know.
like some kind of fun green nurse.
I know. Green
Like,
nurse.
doot, doot.
So yeah, so make sure you follow us.
Yeah.
I've been taking a brief hiatus from podcasting because, I am going to be traveling across country. We are developing new global programs. We have actually merged with Canam, which is an Australian company.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're providing global education, and we're going to be educating nurses across the globe on how to take care of medical cannabis patients. And the other thing that we're looking forward to too is we're going to start recording High Science. High Science is a Netflix series that's coming out, 15 series, and the Green Nurses, Holistic Caring, and Canam are going to be profiled in that first season, which is going to be
Very
really
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you follow us. Make sure you
Yeah.
come to the community. The community is amazing. The Holistic Caring
yeah.
community, there's a link right in there. We have a free introductory to cannabis course, free patient portal, support group, and book club. My girl, Elizabeth, I love you if you're out there. She wrote this amazing book.
It's a great book.
Cannabis for Health, Become a Coach. You can't really see it. But the
Mhm.
bottom line with this book is it teaches you how to become your own coach,
Mhm.
right? Like we said, there's no one more important than you.
Mhm.
So with that being said, it's been a great day.
It sure has.
And what I'm going to
Thank
do
you.
is I'm going to end with another little video here that's going to be the precursor to High Science that is going to be coming out later this year. Yeah. Here we go. We're here to educate and empower patients to make choices that are best for them. We're also here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high. Hence the H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing. The Green Nurse is a holistic cannabis nurse that teaches on the endocannabinoid system and the safe utilization of cannabis and other progressive tools to help people reach a better quality of life.
I was cannabis agnostic for many, many years. And the more research I did, the more I discovered the cannabis is this amazing medicine.
I was told that I had a 4-stage pancreatic cancer. The doctor really told me he couldn't do anything else. He gave me her name and she called me and she came to my house. She started to give me cannabis. My oncologist was puzzled because he couldn't find the cancer anymore.
All of the learning that we get comes from the Green Nurses group, comes from their support, comes from their guidance. I trust everything that she says.
Simply meet people where they're at. The plant doesn't, stress to grow, so we don't stress to share it. We're healing people.
Cannabis has been used as a medicine for tens upon thousands of years. Here's the big message. Cannabis needs to be federally legal. We need to have laws that are the same across all 50 states that allow access to anyone and everyone who wants to utilize this powerful medicine.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you follow us. Reach out to us if you need us. We're here to hold your hand until you're ready to let go. And remember what it's all about. It's about living your best life and helping others do the same. We love you.